Hi everyone, it's Debbie with Book Kombucha. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Let's go over my HRCYED results from December and see how many squares I still need to get to. As you can see, we have quite a few green squares, which is amazing. I love it. We're getting close. Let's see, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 squares left to finish. And I do have my secret prompts in here as well. I have finished up through December. I do need to check and see what the January one is. I haven't done that one yet, but I will take a look at that later. And I did... You'll see in a minute, but the secret prompt for August, the reward was a free triple up on a book that you read. I decided to go ahead and just bite the bullet. I am going to triple up on Jawbone and call it done. I did end up reading a book for that prompt, but when I was looking on Goodreads and Storygraph, they didn't have it. I believe Q said that the book had to be on Goodreads or Storygraph or something like that. And since I didn't see it there, I don't want to count it. It was like a 3.5 hour audiobook, and my library had it, so it is a book, but just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to go with that. All right, let's start with the tracker. Look at all those colors. Things are looking good. There are some that I don't have a second prompt for, and I even put like book clubs and read-alongs and readathons and things like that in here, but you know, there we go. And then some that I ended up not using for anything, I just happened to read. Although this one was a book club. I missed that. This one was just a NetGalley book. That one I was going to read for new release, but it came in late, so I didn't. Yeah, let's go into December. Okay, here we go. December. Lots of these, most of these did not count for HRCYED at all, which is fine. And like this one was in nonfiction, but I already have 5, so this makes a 6th book, but that's okay. Another book club book. Read-alongs, readathons. This is that book, The Inca Civilization. That's the one I couldn't find on Storygraph or Goodreads, so I couldn't find a page number count or anything. I think it's just an audiobook, so we're just gonna skip that one. It was very interesting. I did enjoy it. And now we're up to January here. You can see I've already finished a few books, and actually I have finished this one as well, and I'm in the middle of these, as well as starting this book today. The ones in bold here are the ones I haven't inputted into the spreadsheet yet, and I'm currently reading them, except for I Am Legend. I did finish that one last night, and that one was really good. I enjoyed it. Let's just put a couple more little bits in here. Carver, save myself a little time later. Bethany Adams, and off the top of my head, I don't remember. I will get that one later. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, all of this. I'm doing okay with keeping up with the spreadsheet, so I'm proud of myself for that. And then the points calculator. So again, I have all of those same books in here. And again, this is where I've stopped inputting. I keep it bold just to remind myself that I have not put that into the spreadsheet yet, like the information, and I need to get to that. So that, and then once I've put it all in, then I unbold it. In case you were wondering. Over here we have my points. So I'm up to 730 points now. I've earned 14 rereads. I've only counted 2. And then I've earned 7 DNFs. I've only had 1 DNF, but I didn't count it for anything. I have earned 2 more triple ups. So besides the secret prompt, I can triple up on 2 other books if I want to, and I can short 1 prompt. So that may come in handy. We'll see how the next few months go. And then so I have a whole lot of unused ones here, because these ones I'm putting in the ones that I've read or reread, but I haven't actually used. So if I decide to use them, I kind of have a little reference here. And I will probably have a couple more rereads by the end of the year, or by the end of HRCYED. So now we have stats, a total of 192 books used for HRCYED, 60,887 pages. Total of 1,230, we'll say 40, round up, hours of audio listened to. I spent $417 on books. Most of that is from my subscription box. And then average days, 3.65, so about 3.5 days average to read. That's probably gonna go up to 4 or 5 days with all the chunky books I have on my TBR for 2026. Average pages a day, 327, again, thanks to audiobooks and then ebooks. Average hours, 6.5 hours listened. Total points, 730. Most common acquisition year, again, 2025, because I've only used the spreadsheet for 2025. And then total out of this world, 65. So 65 of the books I've read of 192 have not been based on Earth. They've been out of the world. One of them, it was kind of based on Earth, but it's underground. So I wasn't quite sure how to categorize that one because it wasn't necessarily in the United States either, but not necessarily. So yeah, I just put out of this world on that one. And then I read the most in September, which makes sense because that is the Magical Readathon. And then for countries, I'm doing fairly well. I am hoping that Melanie Karsak comes out with her third book in the Vinland to Valhalla series because they are in Greenland and that would be amazing. I do need to find an Iceland book and then of course lots of places in Africa. I've got a little bit here, but and South America. I really need to branch out here a bit and all in this area, which the Boundless Book Club should help with because the anti-brain rot critical thinking challenge by This Story Ain't Over, some of the prompts are to read in these areas that I have not yet read. And I'm very excited for that. And then we have the US. I've gotten a couple more states in here, but still, like, I need an Arizona book. What am I thinking? I haven't read an Arizona book yet. And you can't see, but we're supposed to get rain today, and instead it's like a high of 38 here in Prescott, Arizona. High of 38, a low of 31, I think, tonight, and then in the 20s tomorrow. But we were supposed to get rain, and I'm looking outside. It started with ferning is what we tend to call it. It's kind of not quite hail, not quite rain, not quite snow, somewhere in between the three. So it was ferning for a little while, and then it just started snowing, and it was all white outside. So the road and everything, you could tell people haven't been driving down the road. And then the sun came out a little bit, it started to melt a little bit, and then we got a little bit more snow, and then now it's still kind of gloomy, but it's, yeah, still a little bit of snow. I feel like it's hard to tell. It's either lightly snowing or lightly drizzling right now. But I'll take it because we're not supposed to get a lot of snow, and I'm really bummed about that. So I will take even this tiny little bit that we've just got. Okay, back to the spreadsheet. So publisher, independent. So a lot of them, honestly, I don't want to look up every single one of these random named ones to find out if they're part of the big publishers or not. So I'm just kind of, if I don't know what they are, I'm just sticking them under indie. Some of them I'm looking up and some of them I'm not. So I'm sure some of them probably go up in here as well. And some of them might actually be self-published as well, just under their own random named company. I haven't taken the time to kind of dig deep into each of those, but I'm trying my best with the ones that I know are part of. And when I do have a little extra time, I do go back and go through a few more just to make sure if they're actually indie or if they're part of like Penguin or Harper or one of those. All right, new versus reread. Again, only 3% reread, 96% new. Series. So far, this will change in 2026, I hope, because my focus is on series. In progress, I've got 22%, just started 27%, so that's not too bad. They're fairly close. Standalones, 39%. I was actually a little surprised with that. I had a lot of standalones. I finished 5%, and I am up to publication 5%. So 10% of the books I read basically completed a series, whether that's because there's no more published, but there still will be, or that they're done. So that was exciting. Means I have, let's see, 24%, almost 25% physical and audio, 28% ebook, 27% audiobook, 9% ebook and audiobook, 4% paperback, and 5% hardcover. So a little over 9%, almost 10% physically. So that's good. Genres, we got a nice mix. I do like that this graph is fairly even colored. Although if you look, we have cozy fantasy, fantasy mystery, fantasy romance. So I mean, these are all fantasy right here. So that's 2, 4, 8, 10, so almost 13% just right in here. And I'm sure there's more, but it's nice to see the graph fairly even. Prompts, so all of the different prompts that I've been doing. And then we have the cover colors. So we're finally, white, black, and green are finally catching up to blue. And then we have a whole bunch of other colors. I do like that I do have a little bit of everything in there, which is nice. And then we have audience. So not surprising, 63% adult, 3% new adult, 28% young adult, 2% middle grade, and 2% children's books. And that's mainly due to the little ghost quilt. Those are so cute. The little picture books. So cute. Just brought me so much joy. And then publication year, again, fairly even spread through here. I do have a lot from 2024 and 2025, and that's due to the new release prompt, I'm sure, is a lot of it, because I usually read more backlist books, typically. 2023, quite a few as well. And we have 2022, that makes sense, 2021. But then we have 1817, 1895, 2020, 2009, 2010, 1892, 1915, 2011, 2001. We have 1850, 1935, 1997, 1963. So yeah, 1948. Yeah, I love that I have a nice range of dates that I read from as well. And I think that is it for the stats. And then we move into the prompts. So again, I've hidden the sheets of the ones that I've completed, and these are just the ones that I still need to finish. Now, as a reminder, so for the secret prompts, we do have, let's see, from July, we were able to hold on to this and decide what prompt to replace later. So you can replace any book you would need for a different prompt, and I have not used that one yet. Book with a pun in the title, that's the triple up. I did use that. See, for this one, for each 100 pages, 1 week extension on new releases, which is good because I had 4. So I get an extra month pretty much on each of the new releases, which I need because I have not found a January book yet. And then, oh, this one is additional 250 points to use however you like. Have not used that one yet. This one I did read 4 books from the tag, which means I can submit a book, 4 different books that I read previously in 2025. So from January to June of 2025 for HRCYED for one of these prompts, which I did use 2 so far, which I might have a couple extra. That's coming up quickly here. And then December, for each matching title, can count a DNF towards the board, and I did have 2. I finished We Used to Live Here and Catabasis, which actually had 4 different books of that same one. Sky of Fire was the other one, but I have not finished that yet, so I didn't get to count that one. Okay, so back to subgenres of choice. And for this one, as you can see, cyberpunk, biopunk, and I did talk about this one in my reading journal, Plan With Me. I decided to use Ready Player One by Ernest Cline for the cyberpunk, biopunk. Now, I do have some that I want to read. I need to read one for our fantasy bingo as well, so I'm probably going to read another one anyway, but for now, that's staying there. So I did complete that one, which is awesome. I can click the box and then hide the sheet. And then we move to the last 10 years. Again, I'm waiting for a 2026 book to put in here, and then I will close this one out. Heritage Month. I have one left, so Disability Pride. And I was going to take this one from the Disability Challenge, but I have not yet read one. So I need to do that still. So that's 2 books that I still need to read. Around the World, this is where I ended up using Jawbone again for the South America prompt because I just was not finding books. Like, I'm reading books kind of in that area, but none of them are South America. They're Central America, Mexico. So yeah. I'm on the hunt for a South American book in 2026. I mean, I do still have some good ones here I can use, just haven't got to those yet. I still need to read an Antarctica book, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to read Dark Matter. I did get a suggestion to read Shipwreck at the Bottom of the World by Jennifer Armstrong, and I love Shackleton's story, so I may end up going with that one too. Then we move to Spooky Creatures, so that's 3, I believe, now. And here's 4 that I still need to read. So I did finish I Am Legend, and this one is Vampires. And that was a really good book. I did really enjoy it. And then for zombie, it'll be Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Very much looking forward to reading that one. And then Become the Avatar. So 5, 6, 7 books I still need to read. And I do have the ones I want to read for this. So Pillars of Earth by Ken Follett for this one, Into Thin Air for this one, and Watership Down for Water. I just haven't done any of those yet. And then Animals, so that makes 8, and that is Sky of Fire. I took the dust jacket off, but Sky of Fire by Madeline Carr, and I'm actually really enjoying that book, and I was sad to have to put it down so I could pick up some of the other ones for readathons that I had to read in order first, but I will get back to that one, and it is very interesting. All right, so that was 8. So here's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more books to read. And I do have what I'm going to read for each of these. I just haven't gotten to them yet. And for this one, so Black Sun was suggested for it, but it's more implied than actually on the page of the Gender Fluid Two-Spirit. One of the tribes is gender fluid, but it's not really on the page much. It's just kind of implied. So I didn't want to go with that one because it was too vague. I am going to be reading The Left Hand of Darkness in 2026, so that one, but I also could pick up Alatsue, A Lady of Rook's Grave Manor for polyamory, Morbidly Yours for asexual, Middlesex for intersex, and then Bitter for transgender. Those are the ones that I was thinking of, but Light from Uncommon Stars would be a good one too. Okay, so that was 13, right? Okay. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 still to read. And I still have no idea about a January book. I mean, I have some written in here that would be good, but I have to find them. Yeah. Also the Shop on Hidden Lane, but I need to get access to them. So for now, I don't have anything. And then Challenge Yourself. I've not read Dead Stars Part 1 yet. So what was that? Now I already forgot. That was 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So that's 30 books I still need to read. I need to get on some of these. These ones are going to be good ones, and I do have some of these on my 26 and 2026 and series list for this year, so that's good. And then nonfiction I have completed, but I'm just adding the other books in here that I have already read. So let me go ahead and put Courage is Calling in here. There it is. And it was great. There was a prompt for something that you had to read a book with, that on the cover there was an animal with a tail, and I was like, sweet, Courage is Calling works for that because of the big old lion. Yep, so there we go, and that one is for philosophy. And I'm pretty much done with this, and I could close that one out, but I'm going to leave it up and keep adding to it for now. And then Q's Reviews and Rex, I have decided I'm probably going to try and read 5 Broken Blades for this one because I really want to read that one. And I know that Q liked that. The Renan Hawley Library is the other one I'm looking at. The Teller of Small Fortunes would be good. I had The Adventures of Min al-Sarafi, but I already used that for a couple others, and I didn't want to use it for multiple. So, but well, she has A Darker Shade of Magic on there. I'm currently reading that. Stardust Thief I actually just finished, but I did use that for another prompt. I mean, there's a lot that I could read out of these, but right now I'm going to go with 5 Broken Blades. And then that's it. So 31 books still left to read by the end of June, because I did start July 1st. because one of the books I was reading starting July 1st worked well for HRCYED. So I'm like, I'm going to start July 1st. And I had finished it on the 3rd, I think. So that's why I started it early. But here we go. We did get to make green one more square, which is great. So 9 left to go. I'm very excited. How are you doing on HRCYED? Are you getting close? Have you gotten at least one more square greened up, or are you struggling? And if you have any suggestions for any of the prompts I still have left to complete, let me know down in the comments, and that also helps everybody else watching in case they're struggling with some of these same prompts. You can help give them some suggestions as well. And that's all I got for you today. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other planning content. And if you made it this far in the video, leave some kind of green emoji in the comments to let me know that you are here. And until next time, keep reading. Bye!